sometimes I may feel like I'm in the back burner,
Right.
but it's not really that. It's we're evolving as humans, which is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So yeah, you're marrying the unknown, and you know, again, like, how do men deal with that? How do women deal with that? So
Right.
it's never a thing where it's just a one script, one blueprint. You're
Right.
continuously trying to figure things out, communication, and I want to have real conversations about how people deal with these things.
Yeah.
All right, we live in the building. I'm back with another corrected mistake I done made in my broadcasting journey. I'm John Reese, inside the Mind host, man. I got my guy in here. He's been at it for 5 years. Overall win at the LA Championships that I will not talk about. We rehashed that enough. Nah, he went pro at the same show I went in 2021 USA's and did his pro debut and finished second last year at the Titans Grand Prix muscle contest. My guy Zahid in the building. How you doing, my guy?
Good, man. Good to hear from you, bro.
Man, absolutely, man. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and take blame for this one. We've been trying to do this for damn near 3 months now. We recorded it. I don't know what happened with StreamYard. It messed up his audio, something it just wouldn't upload. We've been trying to pretty much connect. We here now. We literally just found out this is a problem we could have probably solved a long time ago.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I think it's good that we have it on the app now. I think it'll just be overall better.
Oh yeah, definitely. They've been fixing a lot of stuff, man. So I'm excited to pretty much redo this one. So first and foremost, man, how was your holidays?
Good, man. How was yours?
Good, man. I had the chance to vacation. I had the chance to just give back time to the family, man. As we know, bodybuilding can be selfish. It can be time consuming. You got to pour your all into it if you want to be great. So it was nice to kind of just, all right, let me put bodybuilding down for a second and just get away, man. So I'm blessed in that regard, and now we 15 weeks out.
15. Oh, what? Really?
Oh,
you're doing
I got Utah April 20th, and then right back to back I'm doing LA Grand Prix the following week.
Okay.
So we'll see how it go, man. I've come a long way mentally, man. To my approach to these shows is a little bit different, and I can actually credit that to you. Are you still in off season right now?
Yeah. So right now I'm still kind of just trying to get put on, a little bit more size, kind of tweak the little things the judges give me feedback on. So I'm still in the off season right now, but I've also kind of like shifted a lot mentally as well, especially over these last few months. A lot's happened, and it's kind of refocused everything for me in a way. Mm-hmm. And my priorities kind of like shifted a little bit as well. And so for me, I don't know, there's some stuff, but I mean, hearing that you're doing the Grand Prix, man, I don't know, that might be a little, I don't know. I was thinking about doing a little something, man. So I don't know if I see you there.
Look, we definitely have to get back on stage together because it is 1-1. So everyone's aware.
It really is.
So it's 1-1. But so we could talk after as far as what you're eyeballing. I have a few like tentative vacations, so I might just do 2. Just to do like the first 2 and then wait on the back end and do like a August, September type thing. Cause we got a lot of shows where we're at in August and September. Like I know there's one in San Diego, there's one in Arizona, which ain't a far drive. There's one in Anaheim, and then like a short flight to Seattle. Like there's a lot of close ones where we can get away. We're probably only flying once. And I might try to tackle that. I know I just want to get 2 out the way just to kind of see where I'm at and then make improvements from there. Cause I've been off stage, bro, since September 2022.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. But you know what? That's those longer off seasons, as we know, bro. Those are the ones that really make the biggest difference. Which is why for me, I competed in September. So it's only been like 3 months, a little over 3 months. So I mean, It hasn't been too long for me, man. So for me, I also want to make sure that next time I get on stage, I'm also bringing a better package and a different package, which is what a lot of competitors don't do. I feel like I see a lot of guys just kind of, rush to get back on stage because, obviously that's what we do. We love competing. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to be making those sacrifices, if you're going to be putting your body and your mind through all that, you want to make sure you're bringing something new and better so you can put yourself in the best possible situation to do better than you did last time, you know?
So then my question to you would be, coming off being literally this close to going to the Olympia,
Yep.
how are you handling the off season? And I asked that because I know if I was that close, I probably would have turned around and do another one. But you stuck to your guns,
Yep.
like you needed to improve. I think is dope for you to do that. But how are you handling that, knowing you were that close to going to the Olympia?
Whew, man, that was something I really fought with and battled with, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like over this last few months, it hasn't gone out of my head either, man. It's been something that I
Mm,
deal with now too, and I feel like almost like over time it got a little worse because I keep thinking back to it, man. I'm not saying that I regret my decision. I don't. But
mhm.
I mean, it's hard because as a competitor, bro, you know how it is, man. We're always, there's like a side of you that wants to be logical and do the best thing. At the same time, there's a side of you that's like, like second, 1 point. Mm,
Ooh,
mm. Especially when the judges came up to me backstage, man. They're like telling me like you should do a show next week, this and that, and I'm just like, oh man. And then like, but I sat down, I talked to my coach, talked to Jonas. I'm like, shoot, man, like, what do you think? And at the time, I had a lot of stuff going on. And the
yeah.
prep that I did last year was the most difficult prep I've ever been through. So
Mm,
just the mental fatigue and the stress of it, me knowing me, man, I could have kept pushing and persevering, but I kind of made a decision based off of what was best for me, but also the people around me and my current situation and where I was at. And so I made that decision. But with that being said, going into this off season now, and man, life is just lifing. Life is just lifing. Shit. You think that like, oh, you go through a whole bunch of shit, and then, oh, I did my show. Maybe things will get better now. But man, life just keeps lifing. So it's been
man.
hard, man. It's been hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's been difficult, and I know that this podcast is more so designed to talk about like the mental struggles that we deal with. So, I'm all about transparency, man. This off season's been difficult too. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
I hear you, man. It the last I say all the way going back to September, I pretty much been okay. It's been hiccups here and there. I swear it's like prep knows, like when you're about to start, and then all kind of like stuff just starts happening.
Yeah,
So
man.
like I totally get it. And we're warriors at heart, man. It's just like, no, like I have a goal, I'm gonna push through, I'm gonna make it. But I think it's even more warrior like to be like, you know what? Let me take a step back and kind of handle these things and make sure, my mental health is in check and make sure I'm doing the things I need to do. So whenever I do pull the trigger to go up on stage, I'm in a better spot than what I am now. So my question to you would be like, what are some of the things you're doing now for like self-care to kind of help you balance out the highs and the lows that you're pretty much going through at this time?
Yeah, I mean, look, when it comes to, and this is something I do while I'm on prep. This is something I did before I did my show this year. These are just things that I do year round. And right now with everything else that I have going on in my personal life, whether it has to do with relationships, whether it has to do with the stress of work and career,
Mm,
and then on top of that, bodybuilding, whatever it might be, man, the things I always tell, man, reflection is so big. And I feel like especially younger guys. I just turned 26. My birthday was just a few days ago,
man,
and
happy birthday, bro.
thank you, man. I appreciate it. So for me, I mean, a lot of the younger guys, especially that have become pro at a young age or haven't become pro yet, and just love this world of bodybuilding. We get a lot of guys that just try to kind of have that macho kind of mentality. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
they don't. I feel like a lot of people don't take a lot of time to sit back and reflect. And reflection is huge, man, especially when you're trying to be a pro athlete. You're trying to do things that not a lot of people can do or achieve. sitting down and busting out my journal, man, writing down what I'm feeling, writing down what I'm thinking. That's huge for me, bro. Man, these last 2 months, I've probably gone through like 1 or 2 full journals, writing down
Wow.
what I'm thinking, bro. Like fucking storybooks. Like
That's
that's huge for
dope,
me,
though.
man. That's huge for me, bro. And I preach that to all my clients. I preach that to my friends. I talk about it with everyone because a lot of the time, man, we get so much stuck in our head, and we can talk about it. That's another thing too. You got to find people that you love and trust to talk about it with.
Yes.
You know, whether it's a therapist, somebody that you go and talk to professionally, or it's someone that you really trust, family or friends that you know that love you and trust you, and you can go to as like a confidant. Those two things are huge, bro, and those two things have been massively, massively important for me throughout this time.
For the most part, man, when you were mentioning the journaling part, that's something I do want to pick up because I think, and I've been documenting this on social media about me talking to a therapist. And, even though I went to school to be a clinician, and I feel like I can't do my own therapy, you know what I mean? So even though all the stuff that I go through, like I still have to, talk to someone, and that's been helping me a lot. But she did mention I probably should pick up journaling. And it's something like I thought about, but now that you mention it, it's another release. Can I
Oh,
say that?
for sure.
Yeah, man. So I definitely want to pick that stuff up, man, because other than that, I'm so consumed with everything else, bro. Like my wife is my sounding board. And sometimes, like, I mean, I get it. You can't be the sounding board all the time. Like
Yeah, no, man. I mean, you know what? Especially, I don't know, man. There's this common denominator. When it comes to especially being an athlete, I know guys that have made it, like guys that I grew up with, man, that have made it to like the MLS, the professional soccer.
Mm,
I know a couple. I know one of my guys that played college basketball, and he got pretty far, and he ended up hurting himself and not being able to go further. But one common denominator that I've really noticed with a lot of high performing athletes and just high performing people in general is there's a lot that goes on in our head. There's
mhm.
so much that goes in our head because one, we take accountability for everything, bro. Everything is our fault. Because when one thing goes wrong, we blame ourselves, and we blame ourselves the most. Because even if it wasn't our fault, or even if there were other things that we couldn't control, the more that we can control, the more that we can do things different to make it better. So we want things to be our fault almost. And when you have that kind of pressure on you, and you put that kind of pressure on yourself to do more and do better, that becomes hard, man. It becomes really, really difficult to just deal with all that stuff in your head by yourself without any kind of outlet. So, yeah, whether it is talking to someone or, for me, man, journaling is huge. Like I don't have a problem talking to people about my stuff. But the thing also for me is sometimes, even though I can't be my own therapist, sometimes, no one's going to know me better than me. And when I sit down and I write in my journal, it's kind of like I'm talking to myself in a way. You
Right.
know,
It is. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're talking to yourself, bro. Like there is no format that you should be writing in. I'm not saying go in there and start getting all poetic on us. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Right.
that's your journal, bro. You go in there and you write 10 words or 10,000 words, whatever you need that day or that moment. You sit down, you bust it out, and you write, and you put down what you need to put down. And it's actually really cool because I can look back on things I've written from a year ago and be like, damn, man, I remember when I was in the bad place right there. I made it through. I figured it out, and I'm in a better place than I was then. Maybe I'm gonna look back one day on this when I'm writing down today, and hopefully I'm in a better place than I was right now too. You know, and that's really big too, man. Because especially as trying to be a high performer, man, we always want to make progress. And one really
Mhm.
great way to see if we're making progress is to look at the things we've overcome. And one way to
Yeah.
do that is by documenting it. You know what I mean?
So my question to you would be, how does bodybuilding help your mental health?
I mean, dude, I started bodybuilding when I was like 16 years old without knowing that I was bodybuilding. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
when I was like 16, I remember the specific day. I uh, I was at the gym, I was working out, and I just thought to myself, "Damn, man! Like, walking into the gym, I always had like solid genetics when it came to like strength, when it came to building up some muscle, my body composition, just the way I was like, my V tape or things like that. So I was like, damn, man, like, what would happen? I thought this in my head. I was like, man, what would happen if I just never stopped? You know, if I was
Yeah.
this, I literally, man, I was 16, bro, and I just had a random. I'll never forget that day. I was walking out of the LA Fitness that I was going to by my house, and I just thought, man, what would happen if I just never stopped? Like, what if I just committed and I just really went in?
Man, look.
And you see where we are today, man. It's crazy,
Yeah.
bro. You know, I swear to God, man, that day was like huge. And but bodybuilding for me mentally, man, it's done positive and negative. To be completely real, man. If I'm
All
being
right.
completely
Talk about
honest.
it. Talk about it.
I mean, bro, positively, it's done a lot, obviously. I mean, the amount of maturity that you build so quickly when you have to commit to competition preps, when you commit
Mm.
to, you know what, I'm not going to go out and drink with my friends when they want to go drink because it's going to fuck my sleep up. It's going to fuck my diet up. I can't do that.
Yep.
And saying no to those kinds of things, especially at a young age, man, I'm 21. On my 21st birthday, what's everyone trying to do? Dude, we should go to the club for the
Go
first
out
time.
and party.
I swear, man, on my 21st birthday, I'll never forget. My 21st birthday, every single one of my friends is like, dude, like, let's go to this club. We have this club over here called Omnia. Let's get a table. Let's celebrate your birthday. At 21, man, I wasn't even pro yet. I said, nah, man, like, I'm starting prep in about 4 weeks. I got to stay home. 21st birthday, I spent it at my house. Went to sleep at about 11. Woke up the next day, regular day, man.
Ooh-wee.
But you know what, bro? At the moment, everyone's like, bro, you're tripping. It's just one day. But I don't know, man. Even at a young age, it was different for me, bro. And it's kind of went into that to me now. You know, like that put a domino effect into my life that just changed me in a whole different way. You know, and
Right.
I'm still young. I'm 26. I just turned 26. But fuck, man, like if I wouldn't have had bodybuilding, I don't know where I'd be. I don't know what kind of person I'd be. You know, it changed my mentality and it changed the kind of person I grew that I became as I grew up because I've
Mm.
grown up being a bodybuilder. You know, so that's one. Now, negatively, I mean, you know, dude, bodybuilding is just like any other sport, man. It's consuming. You know, it really consumes you, and especially when you're trying to do it at a high level. You know, I remember the prep that when we competed against each other, and then when we ultimately became pro together. That was a difficult prep, man. And I remember I was on prep for 22 weeks in total, and we did 3 shows, and I held my conditioning. I was at like that low percent body fat for like 7 weeks, bro. Bro, oh man. I mean, dude, when I say,
Man.
and I was only 23 or 24. I was 24 at the time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Or 20. I was 23, about to be 24. So I wasn't even
Okay.
24 yet. And dude, that was, man, I didn't talk to my friends. I didn't barely talk to my family. I was so dialed in and I was so focused. I didn't talk to anyone, bro. When I'm talking, I didn't talk to girls, man. I was
Wow.
in it, bro. I was in, and I was 23, bro, and that's when you look the best. You know, that's when it was summertime. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
I didn't care, man. I was so dialed in and focused. And then I look back on that time, and I was like, damn, man. At that time, I was dialed in, I was focused, and I'm happy I did it. But I was also really struggling mentally, man. I felt very alone, and that's something that we have to deal with as competitors, as people that are trying to perform highly. You end up, really neglecting sometimes people that you love, and you don't do it on purpose, but it's almost kind of part of it.
Right. So, all right. So that first show, you did 3 shows. I know the one in the middle you won. The one before that, what was your placement on that one?
So that was the very first time I ever got second.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
got second,
yeah.
you won the next one, and then you got your pro card at the next one.
With you, yeah.
So my question is, I know you said you felt alone.
Yeah,
You didn't wasn't really talking to anybody, and I know that feeling. Do you feel it was worth it?
100%.
Okay, explain why.
I mean, look, man, just because you feel alone doesn't always mean that it's not going to be worth it. Because sometimes it's kind of like, you ever heard of the hero's journey?
Yes.
Man, sometimes we got to go through that hero's journey alone, bro. Sometimes when you
Yeah.
have a goal, you have something that you want to accomplish, you're going to have to go about it alone. I'd say more times than other, you do have to go about it alone because no one's going to understand it. I wasn't a pro yet. You feel me? So no one saw that. I was just an amateur bodybuilder, young dude. This guy's just a meathead. Just he's trying to get a pro card. All right, bro. Like it's gonna take you a while. bro, no one understood it, man. And everyone's like, bro, you're tripping. Like, you're sacrifice. You could be just like marketing yourself, like making more money. And bro, like, why aren't you going to come? It's my birthday, bro. Like, you're going to really miss all these birthdays, this time, all this stuff we're doing. And I had to stick to my guns because I believed in myself, bro. And I'm not saying those people didn't believe in me, but I hadn't given them a reason yet to believe in me.
Right. And they don't understand the process.
And they don't understand the process. No one's ever going to understand it, bro. And they're like, dude, you can still do what you're doing and still come out. You can still do what you're doing and come hang out. And I'm like, you know what, bro? There's a million different ways you can go about something, but I got to stick to my guns and realize what's best for me. Like, I know this is what I got to do. My intuition, my gut, and just me knowing myself, this is how I got to go about it, you know? And dude, when I won my pro card, bro, I remember I put up a story. I don't know if you saw it or not, but fuck, man. I'm sure you can relate, bro. That was emotional as hell for me, man. I went through that entire prep alone, man. I had a couple, obviously friends that I loved and that supported me, but fuck, man, I went through that prep alone. And I was confident in myself at the same time, bro. It was my very first time ever trying to get a pro card.
Right.
So I'm like, let's just see what happens. You know what I mean?
I know the feeling, man, because so the show prior to meeting you, I had lost my pro card by 1 point. I ended up going to Universe that November before, right? So that honestly, you probably shouldn't have seen me at that show, bro. When I tell you from November 14th all the way to New Year's Eve, I put on so much weight because I was mad at losing my. So the initial plan was stay intact. We're gonna shoot you to South Carolina in May. That was the initial plan because I was already still qualified. I was like, all right, whatever. But I was so mad. Like, I put on like 35 pounds in 6 weeks, bro.
Damn,
so then, man. If I show you the picture, bro, I'm gonna post that picture one day, bro, because it's hilarious. I was eating everything. So what ends up happening was like my coach was like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to wait till like the summer," and I'm like, "All right, whatever." I know LA, and I said it because I kind of mapped out muscle contests as shows already, and I was like, "All right, we're gonna shoot for LA championships. It's the week before. If I'm ready, I should win that show." And I went in stupid, cocky, and got humbled, of course. But that prep specifically, like, I was in a dark place, bro. And I kept telling myself, like, yeah, you have to go to this dark place if you want to be great. So when people was asking me to go out or go to family things or whatever, and my family hates because I at that time I was sponsored by like this meal prep company that has orange containers. So they know, like, if I have my orange container, I'm not eating nothing y'all cooking. And they hate it. So I'm like, all right, if you hate it, I'm not coming. Like, I'm in this dark space anyway. And I have like my wife and my daughter at the time. My daughter was 2. Yeah, she was 2 at the time, going on 3. Or yeah, 2. But at the same time, like, they can't really relate to what I'm doing, bro. Like, they don't. Like, I'm on a quest, like the hero's journey. Like, I'm in this thing to get, and nothing is gonna stop me. Like, I don't care what happens. And I would post like every month, like I would post a scorecard from the previous show, like, oh, this will never happen again. Ever, ever, ever. I keep posting. I still got it saved in my phone. I should have deleted it already, like it means anything. But yeah, I was like, so then we get to the LA championships, and it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna win this, whatever. And then here you come.
I just pulled up on you, man. I pulled up on you. So the week before, when I did Vegas, and I know that was the very first time I didn't win, bro. And I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, so the only reason I even did LA is because of Vegas. Because in my head, I was like, nah, man. I know myself. I know what I can do. I'm going to dial in even harder. I was in such a dark place, and I went into even darker place, bro. I just cut off. I remember, bro, I'll never forget. I deleted Instagram. I wasn't taking my friends' phone calls. Because it was about 2 weeks apart. I wasn't taking my friends' phone calls. I had like a photo shoot scheduled for this brand that I was like a little small clothing brand in the area. I called them up and I said I can't do it anymore. Like, bro, I went into this dark fucking place. I was like, bro, 2 weeks isn't a lot of time. In this next 14 days, I'm about to look like a different human. Like I was like, I don't
Man.
know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna come in even better in just 2 weeks. And then, as we saw, it paid off.
Yeah, you did that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, because I don't even think we talked about this on the last one. Like, part of the conversations me and my coach had was like, um, she was like, "Yeah, you did lose on conditioning because he looked insane." Now that's something you do not want to hear, but she
Yeah,
also mentioned that does mean she could bring me in a whole lot tighter. So,
exactly.
like, that whole week, that's literally what we focus on, because clearly it wasn't about size. Like, I carry my size pretty well.
Yep.
It's just a matter of you have to, again, the dark place. You gotta be willing to go there in order to achieve greatness, in a sense, and you achieve greatness that day, which is something that I was seeking for anyone that's listening, who's going to listen to this. Muscle Contest has these swords, so we're always chasing the sword,
Yeah.
and it just so happened to be the last fucking sword that they gave out.
Yeah,
They're
man.
like-
Crazy. Bro, I swear to God, when I found that out, I got chills. I literally was like, damn, it's like, because I really wanted that sword too, bro. You know what I mean?
Man,
I'll never forget the very first show I did was LA Champs, bro. That's the very first show I did in
word.
2015. Yeah, bro. And I was a novice competitor, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I watched after after I went, I watched the open guys, and I watched them present the sword, and I'm like, yeah, that's badass. They get a sword.
Exactly.
And bro, dude, since that day, I was like, I want a sword. And it took me, 3 years, man. And
And I wanted that sword so damn bad, bro. It's so funny. I walk in my coach's in her gym, bro, and she got like two of them shits, and I just be looking like, I wanted that shit so bad.
let me do
But
something.
it was like the whole motivating factor of like, dang, that's the last one y'all giving out. I'm like, come on, man.
Let me do something real quick. Let me just grab a phone charger because my
Yeah,
phone.
you get.
One second.
Yeah, we got my guy in the building, man. So we got a lot of history, man. Zahid is a dope individual, man. Like I said, we had this conversation before, but you know, I'm glad he's taking this year or not year off, some time off to kind of get everything together. We gonna see each other again for sure. It's just a matter of time. So we gonna talk about the infamous LA championships and the USA championships in which we battled it out. So yeah, let my guy get his charger real quick, and we goods to go. Mm,
One.
mm,
Is this it? No, it's
uh,
Alright.
so-
Yeah. My bad, bro.
No, you good. You good. I can edit this out. You good.
I don't think people want to see all this. I just
Nah.
want to make sure my phone's not dead yet or dying yet, but am I like 9%? I don't want it to die on us out of nowhere,
Yeah, we don't want that.
bro. But yeah, man. Hold on one second.
Mm.
My guy.
Mm.
I was actually gonna say too, man. This is my this is the shop that sponsors me, bro. If you ever need some stuff, man, come through over here. Yo,
Oh,
you
work?
don't live in San Diego though, huh?
Nah, I'm like 2 hours away, but I ain't gonna. I'm about to start coming out there more often, bro, because I want to go to that compound gym y'all got out there.
It's a badass gym, bro. That's a badass gym.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
need.
20 minutes from where I live. It's a badass gym. But this is the shop that I'm sponsored by Nutrimart Chula Vista, and if you ever come by here, bro, just tell them, just drop my name and they'll hook you up fat, bro.
Oh, for
They got all
sure.
the cool. You ever use Global Formulas, right?
Yep.
We're the only shop over here in this area that carries Global Formulas.
Oh, that's my sponsor, so
That's
we good.
all I use, bro. I love Global
That's
Formulas, man.
good, man. Try
I've
to
been
get
using that.
on, bro. Try to get
That's my
on,
goal. Yeah, that's my goal. I've been using Global Formula since I was 16, bro. Super bio.
man.
Shit, man.
All you gotta do is post, and then once they catch it, you'll be on, bro. Especially with you're gonna win your next show, bro. Probably sooner than later. One of these shows coming up, whenever you go up, you'll win, bro.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
But yeah, you're gonna be straight. All right, let's get you straight. We good?
Yeah.
All right, bet. So let's talk about the LA championships, man, and then talk about the mentality you got to have when you're backstage, because I know like that could be sometimes nerve-wracking, sometimes you're comparing, sometimes like whoever, but what is your mentality when you're backstage, and specifically that LA championship show, because you had took the loss the 2 weeks prior?
Oh man. So that's one of the things that really made the difference for me. I feel um, when after Vegas, bro. I remember being backstage in Vegas, and I hadn't competed in a little while because of the pandemic.
Right.
And so that was my first time competing in a little while. And so I'm backstage and I'm looking at everyone. I'm kind of sizing everyone up. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got that guy. I got that guy. You know what I mean? Just like we all do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, dude, when I went into that dark place those 2 weeks before LA, the work that I put in and like how hard I really went and the place I went to, I don't know, man. It built. I guess it was confidence, man. It built this kind of confidence in me. LA champs, bro. I had no worry in the world. I was backstage and I was like in my own world, bro. Like I was looking at, like I remember I looked at you and I was like, that guy looks good. And then there's like this one other guy. He was like a taller guy. He's like in class F. I don't know. I don't know if you.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I don't know if you remember who I'm talking about. And I was like, that guy looks good too. But straight up in my head, I'm like, I got this. And that's it. I was just in my own world, bro. I didn't. There was no like I was because I had already felt the taste once of like fuck. I didn't get what I wanted. So now I was just like, bro, I'm here, and whatever happens, happens. But I put in different kind of work this time. I'm ready.
Oh yeah, you was right, because you took that whole thing, man. You was right for sure. So fast forward to the USA championships, did you have the same type of mindset? Was that your first national show?
First one.
Wow. So tell me about your experience with that, man. Like, what was your mindset going into that, and how was it for you backstage, and
It was,
so on
it
and
was
so forth?
cool. It was cool, man. I remember I drove up there alone from San Diego. I didn't have anyone out there. I was alone. No one came out to
Wow.
watch me. I don't got no bad blood on any of my friends or family. They're all gonna watch this,
Uh,
but I don't got any bad blood with anyone because it is what it is, life, And that was my journey. That was what I
right.
wanted to do. And it was in
Mhm.
Arizona, so it's usually in Vegas, but it was in
Yep.
Arizona that year because of everything going on. So I drove from San Diego to Arizona by myself, depleted as a motherfucker, bro. Tired as hell. Falling asleep on the drive there, man. Like fucking trying to keep myself awake. And it was the most surreal experience, bro. Oh man, it was crazy. I remember I went up. The show was on a Saturday. I went up there on Wednesday,
Mhm.
and I got up at my hotel. I'm alone. I found a gym. I went there alone. It was a very surreal experience, bro, because I did everything those last few days completely alone. I didn't talk to anyone on the phone.
Damn.
I was alone, bro. And like, oh man, it was crazy, bro. I went into that show confident. I wanted to win. But at the same time, bro, it was my first national show. And even though I just come off of an overall win, I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm 23. It's my first national show. I'm going to be one of the younger guys up there. A lot of these guys have been trying to get their pro cards for years, and I've done a lot of shows. Let's just see what happens, you know. And I don't know, man. I feel like that also kind of helped take some weight off my shoulders too, in a weird way. Because I was like, dude, you know what? I'm here. No one else is here to watch. I'm here for me right now. So let's just see. Let's see what goes down. But I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna do what I do best. And fuck, man. When I won that, oh man, I could start crying right now, bro.
Man,
It was
I
crazy,
trust
man.
me.
It was the most.
I hear you. That's a different experience, bro, because to be alone at your, so the one where I lost mine by 1 point, that's the one I did alone. It was different because I went to Miami National. Well, it's NPC Nationals in Texas now, but it was in Miami 2019. I was out there with my coach and one of my teammates. Pittsburgh, I was out there with my boy Coop. me and him pretty much was out there together, pretty much keeping in contact, checking on each other. And then that was the one that had the tent. We was it wasn't even in the hotel. I'm pretty sure you heard about that. So then, but USA's was different. I had my wife, my daughter, my coach, her kids, like just we was out there like pretty much all together. So I say all that to say this. I was so mad from the previous week. I probably needed everyone around me to calm me down.
Yeah.
Like, had I done that alone, I probably still would have been like fuming. Cause even on the drive up, I was still having conversations about you with my wife.
You're like,
Because
man,
I'm
I'm gonna
like, man,
get this guy. I know this guy's
I
gonna be
hope
there,
he
but I'm gonna
shows
get
up.
him this
Yeah,
time.
for real. Like, he better show up. He better show up. He better show up. But it's something like that where if I don't have someone to bounce that off of, this is just me talking to me. And all that's going to do is just fire me up in ways that it should not. You see what I'm saying? So it was just one of those things where it's just like when you say you was alone, it's like that probably was better for you being that it was your first one.
Yeah.
But I think it's different for me. Had I showed up to that one alone, I probably wouldn't even place top 4 or 5
Well,
because
you
my
know, yeah.
brain would have been everywhere.
What's the difference, man? I mean, and then this most previous prep I did, you know, I wasn't alone. You know, this was my very first prep I've ever gone through with a significant other. You know, with a girlfriend,
Yeah.
and it changed the game for me completely, bro. You know, and I was going through so much this prep, and I was going through so much mentally. This prep, if I would have gone through it alone, I wouldn't have made it to the stage, bro.
Damn.
No way.
So yeah, every prep is different, man. But I'm gonna spit some real talk, bro. To be honest with you, had USA's been not the following week, you probably would have got me only because of the simple fact that like I had so much wiggle room to get tighter. While if you would have just gave your body like a little bit of rest,
Yeah.
then you would I think you probably would have got because your condition was spot on. I just had
Yeah.
more time to get okay, let me tighten up just a little bit
Like you
more.
peaked. You peaked perfectly at USA's, bro.
Yeah.
You
And
were
that's
perfect at USA. Man. I was bro. Bro, I got really close to not going to USA's. It was only a week apart,
oh
bro. I was close though, man, because bro, my body was exhausted, bro. When I tell you my like mentally, I was already like, all right, I'll die for this shit. At this point, bro, I was like, I'll die for this shit. Like for real, man. I was at a point in my head, I got to this fucking place in my head where I was like, I'll die for this shit. But physically, bro, my body was fatigued. Like I remember I was taking Epsom salt baths twice a day, just doing anything I can, bro, to just keep my body like in that place where I can just make it. Like, bro, I was so drained. I hit my lowest weigh-in of the entire prep the morning of USA's.
damn.
My entire prep, bro. I was the leanest, driest, lowest weight the morning of the show. And that's like from after Los Angeles. That's bro, I was when I say I was grinding till the day of the fucking show, I was in it, bro. I pushed my body to a place where man,
That's
I pushed my body to a
crazy,
place I've never been
man.
before. That prep, man. That was
That
hard.
that is insane, man. But I'm glad you did push, bro, because you're in the league now, and now like we've built this dope friendship where we could talk about this. It's no animosity, it's all competition, but it's a
Hell yeah,
brotherhood too.
for sure.
And then on top of that, and this is why, like, from moving forward, like you kind of don't have to never do anything alone. Like I was at your pro debut. You see what I'm
You were,
saying?
man. Yeah,
So
you were,
like
bro.
you build these like this camaraderie within a community that you probably would have never had you
Yeah,
not started bodybuilding. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, man, I could say this, like you'll have a brother from in me for sure, because whenever you go up, if it's local, I'm there. Hopefully we could do some of the same shows, and that because I know what that alone feeling is like. So like I got lucky because my boy Coop went to USA's too, and he was like, come on bro, let's go do the depletion workout together. I had nothing in me. Remember I told you on the last episode I was walking in that stupid Arizona heat with a sauna suit.
dog. Yeah, man. You were on a different one. You
You
were on
see
a
what I'm saying? I had no business doing that. but I had no business doing that. But if it wasn't for him, like, yo, you gotta come on, like we gotta get this last workout. All right, cool. Like I'm there. We there at 7 o'clock in the morning, fasted, doing a depletion workout. 2
You know, man.
hours, bro.
You know, like you know what? You know what though? This is what I. Cause look, man, we all kind of have our little things we do. Was it necessary for you to be out there in that Arizona heat with that trash bag
Uh,
on? No, but maybe it was necessary for you mentally, and that's big, bro. One thing I do, bro. Throwing, giving away a little of my stuff.
mm,
I never, ever, ever end a cardio session on the minute that I'm supposed to end it on. I always do at least one extra minute, right?
hey,
And it's like everyone is always. It's like it's not. It's like bro? What do you like? What is that gonna do? A lot. That is a
that
lot.
adds up.
And for one, it adds up. But
Yeah.
two, in my mind, bro, mentally, when I'm freaking 10 weeks into a prep, I'm drained, I'm starving, and I already don't want to do that 45 minutes. I'm already having a hard time getting up on that treadmill and doing the 45 minutes I'm supposed to do. But then I get to 45, and then I go, you know what? Let's hit 46. It's always like, it's that mental switch that's like, damn, tomorrow I got this shit like nothing. Because I just did one.
Mm,
I did a little bit more than I'm even supposed to do today. And that's big. Those mental cues that we give ourselves, and that's advice that I'll give to anyone competing, bro. You don't got to do what I do. You don't got to do what you did, but find those mental cues that just make you sharper, that help with that mental toughness, because that is even more important, in my opinion, bro. Straight up, as a competitor, I think that's just as important, almost sometimes, as genetics. If you don't have that mental cues in your brain, that mental toughness to push, you're gonna get beat out by a guy that has that mental fortitude. You will, bro.
mm-hmm.
You will, because it does take you getting to a dark place in your own mind that no one is going to force you to push. You have to be willing to push there yourself. And if you're not willing to do that, there's going to be someone that is, and they're going to beat you. You can always see the difference in a guy that, okay, that guy went somewhere different. He fucking pushed. You can just tell by the physique. You could tell by his demeanor. You could tell by the confidence, no matter what the placing is, bro. Because you just bring a different kind of package when you push a certain way and go to a certain dark place, rather than if you don't.
I agree. And we at the level now where damn at least 60 to 70% of the people that are gonna do that. In amateurs, you can kind of bank like you're one of the two in the class that's gonna do that, right?
Yeah.
But in as a pro, you got everyone trying to chase these Olympia qualifications, and the league is more competitive than ever now. They done took away the point system. You gotta win. They cut off certain shows. So now it's like, and it's a weight cap now. So now conditioning is prime.
Yeah.
Like ain't none of that overly grown big stuff no more. Like you
Yeah, I'm
gotta
excited
be
for that,
conditioned.
bro. It's
Look,
my
I know,
shit, bro.
right?
Conditioning is my shit, bro. Ryan
Man,
Terry's Mr. Olympia now, bro.
bro,
I mean,
that's
dude.
so dope. And it again, it reshifts the standard along with Tyler changing, the rules as far as the weight cap and the board shorts. So yeah, man, I'm definitely excited this year. I'm excited for you, not only on the simple fact of hopefully you go back up and try to, just get one step closer because you're literally one step away from going to the Olympia,
Yeah.
but just on your journey of, self-reflecting, journaling and all that stuff too. And we'll talk off air about that as far as like, more how that helps you. Cause I'm more enticed about that than anything else. Cause those are things like I want to apply with me and just try to inform others like, man, it's okay. Like when you're going through stuff, it's okay when you're not okay. Like it's how you bounce back from that and how you get yourself back on the straight and narrow.
Yep.
So man, my last question I want to ask you as far as for those who are whether they're chasing the Olympia or chasing a pro card or chasing a sword, like whatever, what is your advice to those who are constantly on a chase in the sport? Like what advice can you give them to kind of embrace that chase or kind of hey, slow down a little bit? Like what is your take on that?
I mean, you know what? I gotta kind of frame back to this guy sucks talk. It's just I'm transparent, bro. I'm real. So kind of what we talked about last time, bro. Like, man, something I got told when I was on prep, this most previous time, and like that really stuck with me that I'm using now, even in my life now. My girl at the time, she told me, I was really down, bro. I was really, really freaking mentally stressed out, man. Like I was stressed, bro. And I was having I honestly almost didn't make it to that show, bro. I remember I was like 4 or 5 weeks out, and I was looking at my girl and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I can keep pushing. Like, there's so much going on. I don't know if I'm even going to bring my best ever. This is the hardest prep. I'm behind more than I've ever been. Like, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to win. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do well. All this shit, man. Anything you could think negative.
Crazy, man.
And my girl she goes, just let it go then. Like, let the unknown and let what you can't control go, and just do what you do. Do what you do best, because you're the best at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, that was huge, man. That was massive for me, bro, because the advice that I would give to all these aspiring competitors and anyone at all in anything is you cannot control the outcome. You can't. You can't control the outcome, man. You can't control when you'll go pro. You can't control if you'll win that show. You can't control any of it, man. You can't control any of it. What you can control is your thoughts, your beliefs. You can control the people that you have around you, and you can control like who you let around you more so.
Mm-hmm.
And you can control the work that you put in one day at a time. So my biggest thing is, man, let go of the stuff that you can't control. Stop trying to control the stuff you can't control and focus on what you can do for yourself to be a little better one day at a time, because that's what's ultimately going to lead you to where you want to be. I had no idea that I'd go pro my first national show. I had no idea I'd win an overall at Los Angeles. I had no idea that I'd even become a men's physique competitor when I started working out. But one day at a time, I just followed my gut, I followed my intuition, and I put in the work one day at a time because I wanted to put it in. I didn't think about the outcome. And that time frame, I'd say almost like it's funny, man. I'm confident now in a different way, but it's almost like I was almost more confident before I competed in bodybuilding for the first time, because I was just doing it. It was funny, man. Especially as I've been reflecting these last few months, I look back and I'm like, I had a different kind of confidence. You have a different kind of confidence when you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You know? Rather than when you have pressure on you. It's a different kind of confidence but then when you once you have pressure on you and you build confidence, that becomes unbreakable confidence. But when you have no pressure, you're just doing it because you love it, you feel no pressure and you're just in it. You're just doing your thing. You're just doing it because you love to do it. But the second that you win 1, 2 times. The second you get your pro card now, you have people like, oh, like, damn, John, like, how are you going to do this show, bro? It's your pro debut. Oh, Zahid, you got second at your pro debut. Are you going to win your next one? Like, what's going to happen now? And it's like, fuck. Like, okay, I got some people to show out for now. No matter who you are, bro. I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
That's
you're right.
going to get to you. That's going to get to you. Man, the second I got done with this, I got in a lot of trouble for it, man, but it is what it is. But I went on vacation after my pro debut to Cabo. And bro, I didn't tell anyone this, but man, I was so down on myself for getting second. I was so upset, bro. Yeah, man, I was, bro. I was so down. I was in my own head. I was angry, bro. I was upset because I wanted to fucking win, bro. And
Yeah.
it took some time to reflecting to realize that I accidentally neglected some people, man. I got to Cabo, I was on vacation, and I was spending 2 hours in the gym. On vacation, bro. Leaving all my friends, leaving my girl at the Airbnb, taking an Uber to the closest gym and spending 2-3 hours there doing an hour of cardio and lifting. Like, bro.
But hey, that's that warrior mentality that I was talking about,
It
man.
is, man. It is. But you also,
Mm-hmm.
that's where that fine line comes into play. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's another thing that I'd recommend to competitors as well is like, you got to find that confidence in yourself to know balance too. Remember
Mm-hmm.
why you are who you are. Remember the people that love you. Remember why you're doing what you're doing. It's not just for the placings. It's also because this is what you love to do, and because maybe you want to build a future out of it. Well, if you're going to build a future out of it, and you want to, you want it for yourself, but you also want it for your loved ones. You're doing it because you want to make the people that love you proud as well. And
Mm-hmm.
man, if you end up neglecting everyone too much, you're not going to have no one to make proud at the end of it. You know what I mean? You
Ain't
know what
that the
I'm saying?
truth?
So that's a big thing for me as well. Those kind of reflections, those kinds of things that I've come to terms with, and come to realize now, have made a really big difference in my perception of what's important.
Well, I'm glad you got there, man, for real, because I love to see you in happy spirits, man. So knowing how I know you now, yeah, you was in Cabo Tora. Yeah, I know it. Knowing how I know you now, but see, and here's the crazy. I went to Hawaii, and it took a day for me to kind of be like, nah, you're out here with your family,
Yeah,
and it's your birthday. Like, you gotta like kind of chill out. That didn't stop me from going, because I had planned on going in there every day.
yeah,
But I was like, you know what? Nah, I'll go when they're asleep, and if I'm tired, I'm not gonna go. Like, I had made plans like, all right, I got a 6 to 8 o'clock window. We're gonna go out to eat at 9. I scrapped that so quick, only because again, you gotta, like you said, let go. I can't control whatever and at that time I didn't know when I was gonna go on stage, but I can't control that outcome, period, let alone now.
yeah.
So yeah, man. But my guys, the heat in the building, man. I appreciate you coming on here, bro. For real, man.
I'm
And
happy to
you
be
can
here.
call me for anything, bro. Whatever you need, man.
Same here, man. Same here. Always.
Likewise. All right, stay on for a little bit. I see you on the next one. Peace.